Gorilla Tag. If you have a VR, you've played this game. If you're getting a VR, you're going to play this game. If you've watched YouTube at all, you've probably seen a video with this game, like this one. If you're on my channel, you most likely know what it is, but if you don't, it's just a monkey game. You have no legs, run around with your hands trying to tag your friends. But that's what it may look like, but it's not. It goes a little bit deeper than that. If you're on YouTube, you may see a bunch of different things. But right now, there's a big problem with Gorilla Tag. And especially with Gorilla Tag content. From what I've seen, it's really bad on YouTube. I don't know about TikTok or the other platforms, but right now, I'm going to shine some light on the big problem that I've come to notice. Now, the game itself is a really good game. A good concept, you can't go wrong with it. But the game has branched into, I don't want to say a cash grab, but it's becoming more and more abundant that you buy things. Like, look at me. I have all the things. It's just because this VR game is so engaging that you're going to spend time in it, so might as well make yourself happy and comfortable with what you look like in the game. But the movement is open sourced, which means anybody can copy and paste the code from this game and make their own. And that's why there are so many Gorilla Tag fan games. Like, I would be fine with a couple of them, like Big Scary is a great one. And Scary Baboon. Everyone's been asking for a Gorilla Tag horror mode, but we don't have one, so these games solve the problem. But then it goes way deeper in fan games. There are so many of them, like everybody wants to make a Gorilla Tag fan game. Even me. I tried, but I'm terrible at Unity. Everybody. But there's just not many Gorilla Tag niches that you have to fill anymore. It's mainly just horror, or you're gonna badly copy Gorilla Tag. Like, no hate to these games, but there's a bunch of them on App Lab. Like Squirrel Monkeys and Penguin Paradise is actually a really good example for a good Gorilla Tag fan game. It has the same motion, but it has a whole different premise. That's good. But along with Squirrel Monkeys, there's other games like Mystical Monkeys. It's good, but it's like in the middle. Cebus, it's good, but it still just misses the mark. But the good ones are usually never really good. The servers don't work. Like Scary Baboon, you can barely ever get in a server. And there's another really good fan game, Monkey Royale. But it retired and went offline. It was a really good game. But back to the actual game, Gorilla Tag. This is where it all started. It's a great game with a great concept, but you have to acknowledge that after a point, you just go too far with it. Like, the community in this game it used to be fun-loving, all sunshine and rainbows. But now you can't go more than 5 lobbies without finding a ghost or somebody who's just using illegal mods in a public lobby. It's just kind of ruined the game. Like, you come into this game on the Quest 2 or any VR headset unmodded because you just want to have a good time. But then it gets ruined by some people with like super loud, annoying soundboards coming in with their long arms, blasting music. And at a point, sometimes it's funny, sometimes they do it for everyone else, but other times, most times, they just do it to be annoying. But the actual game isn't the biggest problem. But even though the game may be part of the problem, just because they've been constantly trying to keep up their player count, because I think it has been steadily dropping. Not very much, but it's been dropping. And that's why they've been in everything recently. They've been revamping all the maps except Forest and adding a bunch of new ones like Basement. They added the Metropolis. And they added Beach. They added a whole bunch of different things. They added a horror mode. They completely redid caves. They changed canyons from what it used to be. And I know they tried to fix it with the rotating map, but the rotating maps just don't really hit the mark. It just seems like they threw together a map in a week and put it down there. Right now we have old caves in there, and that's great. That is the best rotating map we've had. But at a point, it's going to keep rotating. And maybe it'll just keep going back, but then that'll get repetitive. It's good, but it gets old. And also in City, there's a bunch of new cosmetics. Gorilla Tag has made over $100 million in 100 million with an M. Million. You could buy like 5 bags of M&Ms at the movie theater with that. Off of the cosmetics alone, people go buy shiny rocks for $20 or maybe even less. They could be buying the little ones, but still, they buy bundles, they buy shiny rocks, and then they buy cosmetics. That's a lot of money. But going back to what I said earlier, it's not the biggest problem. The biggest problem about Gorilla Tag, by far, is the community. Mainly the content community. It started off good with people like J-Man Curly, VMT, all of them. They have good original content. But at a point, and that point is a breaking point. It got so slim, all the ideas gone, and then boom, just exploded. There's a whole website that you can go to make your own unoriginal Gorilla Tag profile. There's just no more original Gorilla Tag profile pictures. Like almost every small content creator you see is going to be using sounds with other people's gameplay with very, very low amounts of effort put into their shorts. And they just get a generated profile picture just like everyone else's. They take somebody's original profile picture, they throw the template into a website, and then they just change the colors in the background. It's kind of sad to think about. Like, what you want to do with this game is be original. Like, look at my profile picture. My friend made it for me. And it's awesome. And I think that's what more people should be doing, making their own profile pictures. Like, the first profile picture that I had, the icon for my Discord profile, I made that myself in Canva when I was just starting out as a little Gorilla Tag YouTuber. And I still am. But I still think the originality should be there. And especially in the content. Gorilla Tag content is full of just, they call it trends. But it's just unoriginality. Because there will be so many channels that will milk the same idea over and over again. Like you've probably... And the trends are never really different. It's always, you go to the speaker in Forest, you push the button, music starts, and you run to mirror and do a little dance that goes something like this. And then they post that same video like 5 times. And at a point, it does get repetitive. And I can see that some people, it's working for them. Most Gorilla Tag content creators who will do that with no originality will eventually get like 5K subs. Which, like, I shouldn't be jealous of it, but I just look at this and see it's unoriginal. And it's, quite frankly, annoying. Like, you should get subs for original content. Like I do. Sometimes I'll follow trends, but I'll put my own spin on it. In my longer videos, I'll just come up with a random idea. It's usually not the best, but who cares? Because I'm doing it and I'm going for it. But it just gets repetitive. And I just gotta want to point this out at the end of this little segment. Have you heard of Flushy GT? Yeah, you probably have. The relatively annoying person who just screams into their mic about random things. And then people just steal his audio, steal his gameplay, or maybe they'll make their own gameplay. Maybe. I can't guarantee that. They'll put their gameplay in the back. They'll be doing all this in like beach or in forest. They'll be branching, all that. But they just have Flushy GT's audio over it with their profile picture in the corner, just being like, here are some of the worst cosmetics in Gorilla Tag. Number 1! And it doesn't, it's just not original. It's, like, I get it, you're trying to add your own spin to it, but at a point, it's just stealing his content, throwing your face on it. There's not much more you can nitpick about Gorilla Tag. It's a great game, you can mod it, you can play with other people with mods. Like, I have mods right now, that's how you are in my camera. But it just is at a point where Gorilla Tag, it is an awesome game. Really awesome. They're adding a bunch of new things, like the Legos. You can build really cool things, and it will be great for videos. You can build your own, like, little sets and create videos or little skits. But don't get me wrong. I love Gorilla Tag. It's easily the best VR game. But mainly directed at the content creators. Guys, try to make your own original content. It's these spam channels. Not necessarily spam, but they milk the same idea. It's either loud equals funny, or they just take a sound or a trend and they put their own, like, gameplay on it. But other small content creators like me, who try to be as funny as they can, making up their own ideas, it is kind of hard at times, because how are you going to make original content in a game where you don't know if somebody already took that idea? That's what you got to think about before you post your video. Like, some of my videos, I'll think of an idea and I'll be like, wait, this sounds familiar. Did I get it from somewhere? And I'll be like, oh yes, I did. I saw VMT do this. So I'm not going to do that because I don't want to steal his idea. And most people will do this and they'll give credit, like, at Flushy GT in the title because they just took his audio and put their face on it. But, to sum it up, Gorilla Tag, why don't we just go back to our roots? Let's just play the game and make videos about just playing the game. I can't guarantee that anybody is gonna do this, or that anybody's even gonna watch this video. But, at least, what I'm trying to say is just have some fun with your videos. If you want to be a content creator, that's great. It's a really good goal to go for. But this is my word of advice to all small content creators, and maybe big content creators who do this too. Be original. Even though you may not get somewhere real fast, it's way better and feels even greater than just posting random spam content. Make your own original videos. It's awesome. It's funny. People like it. And go diverse. Do more than just Gorilla Tag. I try to do that, but most of my ideas are in Gorilla Tag. Just be original, guys. It's a good road to go down. subscribe.